Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. Coaches, we are all searching for ways to better evaluate players in order to give meaningful feedback. Over 15 years ago, I put together a test called the JAMODI Skill Rating. The JSR takes players through a series of tests involving basketball skill or athleticism, giving them one rating at the end. Their JSR rating will give you clarity on what needs to be discussed with players and parents on areas they need to focus on improving. I test our players at least 4 times each year. They're able to compete against each other, past players' scores, and most importantly, their past performances. If you'd like to start testing your athletes, email me at jamodipodcast@gmail.com for more information. Coach, this speed round. These are going to be quick questions. What do you think? Did you get to listen to Coach Cook's speed round?
I did not. I literally got to back right about
it was long.
Starting.
And so, but I'm just curious to see somebody that knows him well, what he thought. But he'll get to listen to yours, hopefully, and then line up what he thinks your answers would be.
Yes.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Good one. Greatest shooter of all time?
Steph Curry.
Best basketball movie of all time?
White Men Can't Jump.
Nice. Not utilized very often. That's a good one. Texting or talking?
Talking.
Have you, going back to the previous one, have you watched the show White Men Can't Jump yet?
I have not.
Yeah, I think there's a show on, I think it's on Hulu or FX or something, one of the.
Did you watch it? Is it any good? Is it worth
I haven't.
Watch?
I don't feel like I can. Like
yeah. That's kind of how I feel about it. I'm like, the movie was great. I think that's kind of where I think I may want to leave it there.
Yeah. Okay. For high school shot clock or no shot clock?
4. Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay. Now, The only reason I say that is obviously not because your games used to be 31 to 30. That was pre you. But I mean, I would imagine the actions that you run, the deeper you get into those, the higher the opportunity for a defender to make a mistake.
Yes.
Shorter shot clock, but not that all of your actions are slow. Obviously, they're not.
For sure. I don't disagree with that, but I think Texas has some of the best players in the country. We've got too many great athletes, too many schools with 3,000 plus kids. Like, to me, it makes too much sense for us to go and do it. There are states that have already shown it can be done.
SPC's done it.
Yes, and I like making guys learn how to play with the clock. I think it's important.
Yeah.
Like, I watch some of our guys now; they'll get the ball with 10 seconds left. It's like they like they panic. And I'm like, hey, that's a lot of time.
Everybody hit somebody.
Yeah, so I'm all for it. I think it would be the best thing to happen to high school basketball. I think we also got stalled like twice last year, Coach, and I was ready to walk out of the gym. So that may have something to do with that.
Did you allow them to continue to stall, or did you come out?
No, we did not. First quarter ended 2-0. First quarter ended 2-0. We were down 2-0, and then second quarter, I was like, "This ain't happening. I'm not going down this way."
See, because I always feel like that's the part of that argument that is rarely talked about. Obviously, people get upset, and how could they just hold the ball like that? There's another team on the floor that coach is also very okay with them sitting back and standing there as well.
Right.
But anyway, just something to think.
I couldn't sit there and watch it. So we trapped, we pressed. We were like, this ain't happening. We're not going down this way.
Yeah, I think for the 6A, 5A, and 4A levels, boys and girls, it's a no-brainer. At UIL in public school, the 6A taps I think is very similar, and then 5A we have some teams that can, like, obviously not Westlake, Austin, St. Michael's. I look at their roster, I look at mine, and I'm kind of the way that you've talked about yours. We've got some smart kids. And that hopefully they love the Lord because they're here. They love the Lord. They're smart and they can shoot it. But favorite holiday?
Christmas. It's the only day we get 5 days off from basketball and get to actually see family.
What do you do during Thanksgiving? You play all the way up and after?
We get a day off. We get Thanksgiving day off from practice. I think we play the Monday before and the Saturday after.
Coach,
So it's
I started going Wednesday and off the rest. And one of the biggest
yeah,
reasons too is one of my senior parents years ago, and I do feel like being at a private school that parents have more say. Like
right.
it is an open door. It was an open door at McKinney, except for playing time. But I think
Yes.
here, I think I'll talk to them about anything. If they're playing
Okay.
time, we can discuss that, and it is what it is. But a parent of a senior said, and I coached her older boy, so it was my second kind of go through with her, and she said, this is just our last Thanksgiving with kind of everybody coming in,
Yeah.
a high school kid, because we were in the Fantasy of Lights tournament every year where it'd be that day right after Thanksgiving. We're in Wichita Falls.
Right.
So I decided that year, I was like, yeah, it was early on. We won't do that. I loved it. And I'm not trying
Yeah.
to tell you or anybody else, but I
No.
feel like we always have to check, in my opinion, are we doing what we're doing because we truly believe our team needs it, or is it just because our opponents are doing it? And I thought
Right.
I would always do all the stuff that other coach would do because I didn't want to be left out or feel left out. And Cole Johnson at Legacy, Frisco Legacy, is a buddy of mine. He
Uh-huh.
started doing that first, and I kind of followed suit. But anyway,
I love that though. I think it's a great idea. They do need a break, coach. We
yeah,
get them so much. Like at some point, like a couple days off isn't gonna kill us. And it's
and
probably good for everybody to get a little
no
reset.
doubt. And I think too, it's like I took that approach even into the spring, where faith basketball is going to end late February.
Right.
Hopefully the 1st of March, but late
Yeah.
February, 1st of March, it's going to end. And their select season begins. And so we're not going to focus on anything faith related. I'm going to become their skills coach. We're going to get them strong. We're going to get them
Love it.
ready for that. But it's that idea, like you said, though, too, of, all right, guys, great season. Monday, shell drill. It's like,
Yeah. Oh,
Monday, we're working on
yeah.
flow again. And,
Yeah.
and I think it helps me, and because my personality, I think, would be to, hey, we're going year round, baby. Like we're never
Yeah.
stopping this, because that's what I was like as a player.
Yeah.
These kids, basketball is 4th or 5th on their list,
Right.
and
No, 100%.
it helps me.
Hey, and it's funny, Coach Cook, not to bring him up again, but he, like I said, I talk to him all the time. Like we were just going through a little bit of a lull where I felt like our team was like the energy, man, we had been going. And I told him we went like 50 workouts since it may have been 40 workouts since last season ended. Maybe one of them had been bad. And then we went like 3 in a row that I was like, we were terrible.
Yeah.
And I was calling coach. I don't know what's going on or what's going on. He's like, man, they hear from you every day. They never miss you. We gave them a week off. The next week we said, we're coming in, open gyms, study hall, whatever you need to do. If you want to opt out, sit out,
Yeah.
do whatever you need to do. We've come back and we've been great. Just because it was like a week of like, by Friday, they're almost like, I kind of miss practice. I kind of
Yep.
miss being in there with them. And it was the best thing we did. And I honestly think it's helped us get kind of this preseason back on track. So now I try to be more cognizant. Today, weight room only when we get in the period. Get a
Yeah.
break. Take some time away from me. You don't
Yeah.
have to hear my voice in the weight room. Let the assistant coaches, who they all, they like the assistant coaches.
Sure.
Those guys, those are their boys. So they like being around those guys. So hey, go be with them. Go do your thing. And I honestly think sometimes less is more, and I have to remind myself of that more and more.
Hard to remember.
Yes.
Great nugget from Coach Cook there about they don't miss you. Like that's something to remember.
Yes.
What book would you give someone?
I'm a Feinstein guy. Like I love all of his stuff. So I just reread Season on the Brink by Bobby with Bobby Knight, and like maybe my all-time favorite. Like some of the stuff in there when Bobby Knight is coming out of the locker room and just after the bad losses, I feel this way sometimes. Like after the bad losses, and he's just so distraught talking to his friends, and he's like, "I got to get out of coaching." I love thinking about like being in the coach's head and in the inside stuff. Like I think Season on the Brink is great. Like just for the coaching stuff, for for watching the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of the season. And good win, we've got a great team, we can win a national championship. Bad win, we may never win a game again. And just like, knowing somebody that has 1,000 wins was going through the same range of emotions I was last year at 17-13 is like kind of comforting. So I'd probably say season on the brink.
Good call. Up 3 on defense with 7 seconds left. Do you foul or no foul?
Foul. Yeah, I'm a foul guy.
You're a foul
guy. I feel
guy.
like I've seen it too many times. I've seen that 3 go in. Like,
yeah.
I'd rather. Is it going to go? Are you going to make the free throw, get the rebound, kick it out? Like, I'd rather lose that way personally.
Yep. Name a bucket list item you still need to do. You're relatively young, so you might have a bunch.
I'd like to travel more. Like to probably make it to Spain,
Nice.
Somewhere, Spain, Italy, somewhere like that. But really out of the country, Australia for a trip with St. Ed's, which was amazing. I'd love to maybe do something like that. I think that would be cool. Most of my time is just here in Austin. Worst places to be, don't get me wrong, but I spend most of my time in a gym and in Austin.
Yeah. In basketball, who is the GOAT?
Probably show my youth, but I'm a LeBron guy. So yeah, like that's I'm a LeBron guy.
You got the 95% of the Jordan coaches that have been on board with everything you've said. They just clicked off there.
Yeah, they just turned it off, which I don't blame them. But I'm a Lebron guy. I think
he's great.
He's the best.
He's great.
I think he's the best.
Yeah, his career unmatched overall longevity and been great for the game too. I mean,
yes.
The worst thing he's ever done is just open up a school for kids. Like
exactly.
The guy. Yeah,
what a jerk.
Well, Space Jam 2 was bad. I will.
That's true. That was a travesty. Yeah, for a guy that can't score, that's the all-time leading scorer. That's a pretty good deal too. So like, what I wish people would tell me I couldn't coach and I'd win a million games. But so the guy's pretty impressive.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.